And we're back with another swim session for day number 11. This is the only piece of training on Thursdays for me currently. So I chose to do this one out in the harbour since the weather was good, and I had my girlfriend with me to supervise, which if you're going to do an open water swim, definitely recommend having somebody with you. Anytime you go in water can be a little bit dangerous, particularly when you're training or doing anything to cause fatigue. I was not the only one out here swimming today. There was a lady going acrossways, and apparently I bumped into her, but my goggles were so blurry that I didn't even see her. But she definitely let me know about it at about halfway into this session. But all's good. I didn't let it affect my session, but I think it must have really affected her because she got out pretty much straight after. So the session is 10 burpees, a 150 meter swim, and then another 10 burpees every 5 minutes for 8 sets. So I started off here with just a little bit of a conservative pace, just feel it out. I don't tend to do any warm-up before the swim set. Unlike every other session, there is a specific warm-up to prep the body. However, with this one, I kind of just get into it unless I feel the need to do a lap or two. But I was just swimming out to, there's a pink buoy anchor point out just to the right side, and it was about a 84 meter swim on my watch out to it. So with the little bit of a transition into the water, it was pretty much bang on 150 the way I was going and actually swimming for that duration. And this was a pretty good session. It was great weather for it, just finishing the day in the sunset, but still light enough that I could do the full set and still see. So my goal for each of these sets, time-wise, was to give myself at least a minute rest, so 4 minutes maximum for each set. The first set was really just filling that out, seeing how long it would take without pushing crazy hard, but giving enough effort. And it was just a little under the 4 minute mark, closer to 3 minutes 40, which on the intent and stimulus of this workout, it said 30 seconds for each set of burpees, so a minute there, and then 2 minutes to 2 minutes 20 for the swim portion. However, I was closer to 2 minutes 40 for the swim portion. A little bit of a transition in there too. I'd say would have put me around about 2.5 minutes for the swim section for a lot of it. And then obviously the transition coming out, like this one here, very slow, just plodding along. A little bit more urgency once I got my footing, but getting into the water, particularly having the goggles on, running straight in, diving and swimming, and then coming in and getting straight out and into the burpees. Just that alone probably saves you 10 to 15 seconds every set, which is about what I was probably losing to the intended time domain for each set. But overall, happy with this. I think it's good to get out of the gym, get out of the pool even, and do something like an open water swim, some burpees on the beach, just something a little bit different. But really, that's exactly what CrossFit's about. Utilizing your fitness where you can, changing things up, changing the stimulus, changing, the environment that the body's exposed to and used to. So I'd recommend, if you're a competent swimmer, next time you have a swim session, if it allows for it, do something like this. Obviously, the waves are very minimal in the harbour as opposed to the beach, which is just around the corner. So obviously this session, as the last swim session, is probably more entertaining, this one. However, I'm still in the water for most of it, so not a lot to see unless you like watching the waves go by. But I'll just run through my times for each of the sets. So the first one, I was 3 minutes 42. Second set, 3 minutes 45, and then 3 minutes 47, 3 minutes 47 again. And then I went to 3 minutes 52, 3 minutes 53, 3 minutes 44, and then finished with 3 minutes 32. So within 10 seconds from the start for all of them. Obviously a little bit slower on a couple, and then a quick finish, which, like I said before, I think was probably a time that I could have held earlier on and would have been able to sustain close to that. I think getting 3 minutes 40 and under probably would have been doable with this setup in this situation if I had a little bit more confidence going into it and knew that I would be fine to push the back end swim. So that's all I've got to say about this session. Pretty simple, just burpees and swimming. And I guess I'll see you for tomorrow's Friday session.